Hi, Scorpio. This is a reading for your April monthly. It's for your sun, moon or rising in Scorpio. What else do I have to say? Oh, it's called The Chai and it's an 18 card reading. If you resonate with this at all and you could drop me a message, that would be really cool. Let me know what you think and what's going on. And what else do I want to say? Oh yeah, like and subscribe. If you could do that, that would be really good. Helps me grow this channel. Okay, so we'll start with the so the first line we'll do is the middle one, and that is for your energy right now. Okay, so that is your so we'll start with the Prince of Pentacles. I've already done this reading twice, so I'm getting there now. Yeah, I see that card to me, and it is every time I see it, it's somebody juggling, because he's got those 3 coins up in the air, so it's like he's got 3 things that are going on. Now that could be money, and could be, you know, he's got a whole lot of things going on, but yeah, I see it as juggling. You know, they're not people that is coins, so it could be juggling coins, but he's got off his horse, so he's not moving very fast, he's not going anywhere particularly very quickly. And normally, you know, knights come flying in, but the Prince of Pentacles is very slow, very methodical, very, you know, likes to have everything in line before he moves, and that is a Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus energy. And the next card you've got is the Sun card, and the Sun card is, I see that as a twin flame card, but it's a very tough twin flame card. It's not an easy thing you get to. You have been through immense pain to get to that place, to get to that love. These 2 people don't come together easy. It's almost like they have to go through every trial, everything that could be bad. They've gone through it to get to that love. So they haven't found that easy. You know, they've broken each other's hearts, or one of them most definitely has had affairs. They've everything on the book that is a no-no, that people don't make it through, them 2 have, and they love each other a lot. Then you've got 7 of Swords, so there's been cheating, there's been going behind each other's backs, probably going out in the mid, you know, and never coming back. Well, obviously coming back because they're together, but you know, maybe stealing, just anything, everything that's running away in the middle of the night, you know, nasty. Leaving the other person not having a clue, leaving the other person feeling like they love that person, and they wouldn't have done that, but they did do it. They did do it. Then the next card you've got is the 8 of Pentacles, and that is a card of building together. It's building your money, building your houses, building your, you know, building your life together. And that goes with the Empress as well. The Empress is feeling really secure, being, you know, in your throne, being top dog, you know, you got there, you done it. And that's also a pregnant lady as well. I think it's a very pregnant lady, like about ready to drop pregnant lady. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles, which is a reward, which is for business, or it's normally to do with money, so it's a reward to do with, you know, how well you've done for yourself really, or the other person. So yeah. Then the next row we'll do is your past influences. So that affected your present. So what has gone on here was caused by this. And the first card, straight off, you've got 10 of Wands. So that is absolute pain. That is the end of a situation. That is, you've gutted each other, stabbed each other in the back. You know, you've put every guard up you possibly could. You would never think you could come back from that in a million years. The next card is the Sword, the 2 of Swords. So the fighting's over, and it's meant to be coming back to peace and harmony, but you are so guarded. You're blindfold guarded, so you're doing it to yourself, but you're guarded. And then in comes justice. So justice makes sure the situation is fair. It's karma. It's balance. It's making sure that whoever wrongs, the scales go to the right side, so it's not, the situation is not unbalanced anymore. Otherwise you'll bite you on the bum. Then you've got the 2 of Wands, which is obviously, is making you coming out of the Two of Swords energy and into the Two of Wands. So you're feeling a lot more secure, a lot more like you know what's going on because of justice probably. And then you have the Princess of Cups coming, and I see this card every time, and I will always use my intuition, and my intuition tells me that's a pregnant person. It's a very early pregnancy, but she's pregnant, and I believe it's the same. Just growing up a little bit and a bit more pregnant. But so I think either you or your partner's pregnant. In the past, obviously still in the present maybe. But you definitely know that now. And in comes a King of Swords. So it depends if you're male or female, Scorpio. I mean, obviously this is your own energy, but you might be pregnant. It might be another Scorpio you've got. But this is a King of Swords, and he's coming in with sharp tongue. He's going to say what he thinks, say what he means. No rubbish. He won't, you have to ask him questions. He's not going to tell you anything he doesn't want to, but he's going to tell you what he thinks. And he's going to be quite stern about that. He's wealthy, he's got all of his stuff together. Got his big castle in the background. But also what I see in this card of the Princess of Cups is she's been given a cup of love and she's thrown it away. She didn't want that cup of love. So this love isn't real, almost, at this moment in time in the past, which is probably maybe what he found out. I don't know, but I feel that she's pregnant, and the situation is a bit tough because there's a lot of lies and deceit, and it's already been sorted out once, got back together, and now there's another load of stuff going on. So that's very harsh. Unless that isn't the same person as the person that broke your heart, because it doesn't have to be. Could be someone else. Because on the top, if you have a look, we've got a lot of people. We've got 3 people, and I believe all 3 of these people are people you've been involved with. I don't think that's a mother and I don't know why, because it should probably be a mother and a daughter, but I don't think it is. I think it's a younger air sign and an older air sign and an older cup sign, which is a water sign. That could be you, but I also think there's 2 other people involved. If that is you and you're female. If you're a male, I think there's 3 people that are involved. I believe that probably it was called because of the breakup in the beginning, and then you got back with your soulmate, and I truly think that you haven't ended some of the other stuff that's gone on, because I see somebody being very in their emotions, but I also see somebody else, you or the other person, is hanging in the tree of the hangman, and you're in your head and you're not talking. You're not saying what's gone on, you're just thinking everything. So there's messages, with the Princess of Swords, there's messages coming in of what's been going on, and they're very straight. And straight after these messages, which probably the Queen of Swords has found out somehow, she's coming in to get you. Or this person. Because this person is not happy, and she knows the truth, and she's going to get the truth, and whether you like it or not, which will force healing. And then the 9 of Swords, which is absolute devastation, the breakdown of everything. And probably can solve that really by telling the truth. Or they have to tell the truth. Anyway, now we're going to break it down. So the first 2 cards are the source, so the causation and foundational roots of your knowledge and experiences, where you're coming from. So this is what you're primarily focusing on at the moment. So you're primarily focusing on what you're juggling, which is probably those 3 people. There's 3, and there's 3, and there's 3. We'll ignore them. Then you've got the sun next door, so that's your relationship. So you're focusing on that one person, but you can't do that. You just can't. You've got to talk about these others. But there you go. You know this now. Your next 2 cards are what energies put the past events in motion. Here. So what's happened is the relationship was over. I believe your relationship with your soulmate was over, and I believe obviously you got back together, but I also think there was other stuff that went on in between, Scorpio, because I think you were hurt, broken hearted actually, and defending yourself, and you went off on a rampage, I would say, and you got yourself in a whole lot of dogs, whatever. And yeah, and that's what caused it. It was a breakup, the ending, the pain. So the last two cards are your immediate future. So that's the Queen of Cups coming in, and all this emotion and all this intuition and things she knows and doesn't know, and you're left there in the Hangman, like thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because this is going to affect everything if you don't talk, but you're going to go in your head and see what you find. And I think you probably know the answer to that as well. Yeah, so the next section is it's the completion. So it's the effect and causation areas of ongoing conflict and tension. These cards indicate how you can advance from the present situation, but there's 4 cards, and they are what you can't change, and it's written in the stars. So yeah, the first of these cards is 3 and 4. So it's these 2 cards here. So I think in this, somebody took off with somebody's money or somebody's stability. So somebody took something away from someone's stability. Could even be this Empress. The person who's pregnant might not be your soulmate. That's what I'm thinking. It might be someone else, and that person, with you running away in the middle of the night to go back to your soulmate, has left. You took everything. You took everything from them. You might have even took money from them as well. Because this person's well off. They're sturdy, they're stable, but they're pregnant, and that's a harsh. I understand it's your soulmate, but it's still harsh. And you can't change that. You've done that already. So the next 2 cards are the same. They're things that you can't change. You've had justice on the situation, and you've been, you come out the other side. You're going to pay your dues. Well, you've got to tell these people what's going on. So you've got to pay your dues. And then we go into the last section, which is the completion. Oh no, this is not completion, we've done that. Sorry, it's the energies harnessed for the seeker to find your equal. So to find your... Oh no, I've got 2 more cards, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I've got 15 and 16 up there. So I've got the 2 queens. So this is your... this is what you can change. So by going and talking to these people and telling these people what happened, and one of them is your soulmate, and probably the Queen of Swords is your soulmate, I would imagine. I don't know why I say that, because it should really be their water sign, but I see it as them too. Yeah, by not doing it, you've got to tell the truth, because I don't think you've told the truth to any of these people. I think all of them don't know. Well, they do know, but they don't know. Yeah. So that's what you've got to do. You've got to go in and stop them from coming in and telling the messages, and you've got to do it before they do. Okay, so we've gone to the last bit now. So it's the most important energy is to find your balance, and that's cards 5 and 6. So these 2 here. So these 2 suggest where you're heading in the immediate future. So you're heading to your Empress, and that's going to bring you your reward, your victory, or what you're going to get. And the Empress, well, it's your Empress, so it could be the Queen of Cups, could be the Queen of Swords. I don't think it's a princess, but it might be. You know who it is, if it's the younger one or the older one. Okay, so the next 2 cards are the reason for the last 2 cards. So the ones I just read, these 2 next ones are the reason for those ones, if that makes sense. So these ones here, are the reasons for this. Okay, and that is well, I think that's her being pregnant. They're both pregnancy cards to me, and that is what brought that into the whole scheme of things. And you coming in and saying your thing, you know, finally there was peace to that somehow, because she threw away her cup of love on you. So after that one, we have the last two cards, and these are the things you have the most control over, and that is the Star card and the Nine of Swords. So you actually have the power to heal this without so much pain. You don't need to cause the Nine of Swords. You can heal this by speaking and telling the truth, and that will make the star energy for everybody happen. But you've got to do that, because otherwise you're going to cause that Nine of Swords as well. It's going to hurt anyway. The star's going to have to come in, but you don't need to cause it in such a massive way. And with the Nine of Swords you will, and that's the thing you can change by talking. So this is about talking. This is about owning up. Or this person owning up to you, whichever way it goes. So if you're a cross watcher, that's, you've got to talk to them. Okay, so sorry Scorps, it wasn't any better, but anyway, I hope you take it and you're okay. Alright, lots of love. If you can like and subscribe, if you like the video anyway, and share, that would be cool. Leave a comment if you want to. Anyway, thank you, bye.